All right, you guys. So this is on adding your photos and videos and on telling a story. Last we met, we had shot for Anthony's acupuncture practice, and he's shared with me the album that we created, a OneDrive, and he reminded me to remind everybody that make sure you have enough space on your Microsoft Drive if you are going to be sharing photos this way. Okay, and so very quickly, I just took all these photos and I downloaded them, and they are now on my computer. And they all came into this folder. So that's perfect for me because I can just very quickly drop it into Lightroom. And I'll show you what I'm thinking about when I'm editing down a session like this. All right, you guys. So once we've completed our photo shoot, generally this is where we are going to look through all of our photos and select the best one. So just to continue with the cooking analogy, this is our raw ingredients. All right. So basically, in order to choose the one perfect little blueberry that we're going to use to make our signature blueberry dish, we just need to look through basically 100 different blueberries. So very quickly, I can look through a couple of these and I can tell you which ones I like and don't like. And your gut instinct is all really we need here. You know, the first one is fine. The second one is maybe too smiley. Third one is still too smiley. Third one is a little awkwardly looking down, and his chin is starting to get. We starting to get into a double chin territory there, and these smiles look kind of a little bit forced. Now this one is great, right? Number 8 is starting to look really nice. Number 9, these look very genuine to me. So, and then maybe 11 is starting to get into the end of his laugh, right? So his lip is starting to curl up here. And we have another pose. These are all fine. Here we have his chin is slightly up. He's got a little sideways smile. I asked him to look away for a while, look back, and here's a better angle. And okay, so I think I would say if I were to just to pick a few favorites, just on my instinct alone, I would just probably go with. Okay, those are probably my favorites there. All right, and moving right along, these are all raw files. And okay, so let's go to these raw files real quick. Okay. And I think there was one of these that I liked a lot. All right, let me just make this screen size a little bit bigger. And of course, you know, not with eyes closed, but I like this one. Okay, so that's the DNG file. So that's the raw file. That's great. So what I'm doing is I'm just labeling it red. And I'm going to sort it by color. So you can see I can sort it by color. Here are the ones that I've picked so far. And I'm going to crop into this one, reset, and auto. Okay, great. And then I'm going to crop it. Okay, there you go. That's probably my favorite All right, so in terms of a headshot, probably this one and this one, right? So maybe I'll just work a little bit on this one. Let me just make him the center of it. Okay, and let me straighten the background a little. And still keep him centered. Okay, something like that. So there's that one. There's that one. That's it. And this maybe I'll sharpen a little bit more. Detail. Sharpen. Okay. And maybe a little less warm overall. And just a tiny bit of vignette. And because now I'm really getting picky with it, I'm going to select the background and darken it. It'll help him stand out that much more. Okay, that's it. And then let's see, let's go to the next set of headshots. Okay, and actually this one is quite nice. I like this. And that's fine. A little blurry. Here we go. This looks like there's some action here. That's actually fine. A little motion blur makes it look real. Okay, that's it. So I think we got it there. Let me just sort by my color red, and yeah, I actually really like that one, and that's okay. And that's actually good too. So I would say this is the winner. So now we have two clear winners, number 1 and number 2. So I'm gonna label it the next color up, which is yellow. So I'm gonna label those yellow. I'm gonna click a command, shift click. Shift click on the filters will allow me to see both yellow and red now by the yellow and red filter, and you can see that here are the ones I ended up with, number 1, number 2. Okay, and then I can turn the filters off again to continue sorting. So another headshot, but this is going to be a lifestyle headshot. Okay, I didn't actually shoot very many of these. I think the framing was off. I think she was too big in the photo. Okay, I changed sides. And I think something like this is better, closer up, like this. The reason being, I'll tell you what I was thinking, okay? I didn't want to see feet. I think it's too distracting. I think this is too distracting. It's got too much going on. By distracting, I mean the central message, right? So the central message and any message that's beyond the central message. Okay, the central message being that he's an acupuncturist and he's very diligently doing what he's doing with some level of expertise and empathy and care. And this photo says that very well. Okay, but what it also says is, how old is this lady in front of me? What is her footwear? What is he wearing? What's on the corner of the room? And what is the decor of the room? Is the bedding clean, or is it just the light? There's too much information here. Okay. So I would either crop into this photo or I wouldn't use it. Same thing here. The information that I don't want to give is anything about, there's lots of feet jokes that we can make. And also, uh, showing the entirety of the room makes it look like it's well, number one, the cinder block wall is not necessarily the most amazing part about this room, nor is the heating vents, nor is the paint that is slightly off in color, or the plastic wrap in the corner, even though in real life nobody would care. But in this particular instance, I just don't want to show that information. Okay. So now I did this. Now this provides the same primary information that we were looking for, but additionally, it takes away a lot of information that we did not want to show, right? Uh, it got rid of most of the room. It got rid of her feet. It got rid of it's close up on his face, and it shows a level of diligence and care that wasn't as much of the focus in the last photo. So this is getting closer. Okay, this is good. I like this. Mouth open is fine, but I think mouth closed is better. This angle is okay, but the background is a picture of his son, and that's not exactly the message I want to give, but okay, these are good too. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these. I could do something like this and crop it. But no, we have to retouch her feet. Okay, so let's take a look at what we ended up with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think this one is good. Let's do this one. Let's crop it. Increase the contrast a little bit. This one is fine. Let's stick to this one. So we're gonna make this number. We're gonna tag that yellow. As a keeper, and we'll tag this one yellow as a keeper, and we'll also crop it a little bit more. And in fact, I'm gonna just get rid of even more there. Okay, there you are. And so to show you the 4 final photos that we're ending up with, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And that's how we make our selections. Okay, so a waiting room. All right, so that was the brief overview of how we get our photos from um, right after the shoot, where we had a bunch of ingredients, to now we have 4 prepared dishes. Okay, but now we have to think about the next part of our task here, which is to tell a story, right? So I wanted to just look at these images and look at how it tells the story and if there's anything missing, right? So number one, we know that this is a doctor based on the graph that's behind him and what he's wearing and the medical bins behind him as well. So here we have a doctor. We have he's also the receptionist. He's personable in terms of being a smiling. All right, and he also treats patients in this manner. Okay, so the one thing that I wanted to see is the waiting room. I think that's going to complete the story there. So let's go back and see if we can find a photo of the waiting area. Okay. So in fact, it was this one because I had already worked on it. I had kind of straightened it in his phone and we were just going to use it as is. And I think that's great as is. So there you are. So to complete the story, we now have a portrait of him. We have the waiting area here. We have him checking her in. We have him performing the work, and that's it. And back to his happy face. So that there tells a pretty complete story. There you have it. Thanks for joining me. Until next time.